Hi all, good day, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen Francis and today I am going to be sewing one of those vintage patterns I recently got from my pattern haul. If you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and link it above. Which one did I choose? I chose the Simplicity Jiffy 9846. This pattern has three main pieces and it appears to be really easy to put together. Now, it is a reproduction from the 1960s, but I'm not going to be afraid of the vintage look of this pattern. I love the lines. I love that it plays with darts. I think it's a really good project to work on to try my hand at darts, zippers, and knit. I also think that just because a pattern is vintage, it doesn't always mean that it looks vintage once you're done with it. So I'm going to make two versions of this. The first is going to be a wearable mock-up using this fabric. I bought this fabric from Fabric Mart, not really reading the label appropriately. This is actually a tissue knit. Yes, there's such a thing as a heathered jersey tissue knit. And if you're curious to know what a tissue knit means, to me, it's about as thin as you can get. This fabric is super thin. That's why I'm using it as a mock-up, because I think the name is appropriate. Tissue, right? So instead of using my tissue pattern, I am going to use tissue knit to try this one out. So that's going to be my mock-up. I have 5 yards of this. The pattern only needs 2.5, so I've got plenty of fabric. I will be making a size, this one goes up to 26, so it's from an 8 to 26. The bust goes from a 31 to a 48, just to give you an idea. And I think I have to make 2 sizes. I'll do the 22 in the bust and the 26 in the hips. I've cut out the pattern already, so the next step is to jump down to the cutting board. I'll see you down there. I was able to get all of the pieces for this super jiffy dress into the frame. Maybe not so much my head, but this is what we really need to look at right now. This is the front, the back, the sleeves, the cowl neck, the belt, and the facings. This is it. This is going to make up that dress. The first step is to put in those bust darts. So what I did is I traced them from the pattern and pinned them down onto the appropriate spots. This is the back. It has 2 darts on each side, a back dart and a shoulder dart. This is the front. It also has 2 darts on each side. It has a standard bust dart, and then it has another dart that goes from below the waist all the way up to the bust. That means I have to sew 8 darts, so let me go do that. I don't really want to. I hate darts. 8 darts in place. That did not take long. I am actually beginning to really like darts, and I can see how they can transform a garment, and I'm also loving working with knit. Too bad I don't have much of it. I might be redoing these darts depending on how it fits me. So the next step is to sew both pieces together. This is really easy. I finished the mock-up, but I didn't film it because I got so confused with the collar, but the collar turned out to be really easy to put in, and I love the way it looks. The rest of it, I sewed a straight size 26, and obviously this is too big for me, especially since I didn't even need to unzip the zipper in the back. I could just slip it over my head. So my next step is to play with these darts. This dart here in particular, I think I need to really bring that in a bit so that it is more form-fitting, but I don't want to bring it in too much because it'll start to look too ripply around my belly. I didn't hem the sleeves. I'll do that at some point because this is actually really comfortable. I might wear it around the house. As far as the back goes, well, I did a really sucky job at the zipper, and I think I need to pay more attention to that. It should be the easiest thing to put in a zipper, but for some reason I have this weird buckle right at the end, and I didn't get it flat enough. Otherwise, I think I can also play around with those back darts and take them in a bit to give myself more shape. So luckily the darts are too big and it'll be really easy to make them small. I'm going to go play around with that. Also, I wanted to show you guys the next version. I have 3 stretch knits that I got out of my stash. Believe it or not, this is it, except for some stretch I'm going to use to make pants and some blue velour. My intention is to use these fabrics, including these leggings I made that just don't fit, but boy, are they sparkly and fun to wear, and do some color blocking with these. I have a few ideas from my Pinterest board, including a couple different ways to color block this. Stripes, or perhaps triangles, or maybe a curve from the front to the back. I plan to do the main color blocking with this and then use the sparkly pants as a border between the 2 fabrics, because I think that would look fun together and I don't have a lot of this. So once I settle on with an idea, I'll go ahead and cut out the fabric. I've decided how to do the color blocking. Hear me out. This idea is kind of weird. I am going to use the cowl neck pattern, except I'm going to put it on my side. So the dress will actually be brown right here and pink in the front, and then brown right here again. So here's my approach. This is the cowl neck pattern I'm just using for the shape. Since I want this shape on each side, the back and the front of the pattern piece, I'm actually going to fold it in half and cut out 2 of these for the front and 2 of these for the back. Unfortunately, there's no going back now, so I have committed to this design. The next step is going to be to cut out the pattern pieces out of the pink, and eventually what I'll have to do is I'll have to fit this wedge into the pink front and back, but I don't want to cut into the pink yet because I'm not quite sure how this is going to look. So I am just going to cut this one normally and then see how this will look as an insert, and hopefully it'll actually look nice. Did I mention I wanted fuller sleeves? Well, this is how I'm going to get them. I did a little bit of slash and spread on the sleeve pattern, so that's going to give me more volume. Let's hope it works out. We're back. It seems like we were here just a few minutes ago at the same place, except with another dress cut out of the same pattern. I like this fabric a lot better. It's not as see-through and it feels a little weightier, so I think it's actually going to look a lot better on me as well. And I am so glad I didn't cut out any of the pink to place my color blocking tan, because I changed my mind in the direction. I thought I wanted the direction of the tan to go this way, and honestly, what was I thinking? This does not look right. And if I had already cut out the fabric, honestly, I don't even know how I would have done that. But anyway, once I saw this, I thought these tan sections would be much better facing this way, right? Obviously. Okay, sometimes things aren't obvious until you actually look at them. Oh no, you're wrecking my couch. You're such a puppy. Oh my goodness, don't! I have color blocked myself into a corner. So this is what I did. I top stitched these panels on because it would just be too hard to sew them from underneath. So I went ahead and top stitched both sides of my color block tan, but I did that before I put the darts in. So there's supposed to be a dart here and a dart here. And now I am left with trying to figure out how to gather all this material that I don't need without putting the darts in, because I don't want to cross my color block panel. So I'm thinking of maybe adding, this is the front, a dart to the shoulders and somehow adjusting it here, and we'll see how that looks. I have my back to the sun, so I'm sure there's shadows in my face, but I just happen to be sitting here next to my sewing machine because I'm going back and forth, so sorry about that. All right, so here is the cowl neck. What you do is you fold right sides together, and then you sew from here to here, like that. Here's our cowl neck now. I've sewn the corners from this dot all the way to the corner, still inside out. What I need to do is clip the corner and then turn it inside out. I flipped it right side out and finished my corners. These little things at the end are going to be the ties that go in the back of the shirt. So basically it's a cowl neck that you tie behind you. It's really cute. So let me go do that cowl neck. This is what the cowl neck looks like. You guys are always looking at things upside down. I wonder if I can make it upside up. Let's see how cool that is. This is the easiest way to put in a cowl neck. Then all you do is you tie it around. It'll look better once everything's together. So speaking of putting the rest of it together, all I have left are the sleeves. The sleeves, they are these giant sleeves. I added quite a bit of volume, so they're gonna go right here. And then after that, I'll just sew everything up along the sides and the bottom of the sleeves. We're almost done. Well, here we are. I somehow turned this into a fake princess seam dress because I didn't put in those darts and I needed something to take up all that material. So what I did instead is I just folded over about 1 inch both way here and did some top stitching. Also, the side panels really make it look like a princess seam dress, but I have a much better pattern for that I've used like 8 times because I'm not sure if I like this one. And the reason is that it's just not flattering around the tummy area. I just don't like the way it looks on my body. If it were to cling a little less around here, around this area, I would like it better. Also, I have the same problem in the rear. It's too loose up here and then it clings too much right around here. So this is definitely not the dress pattern for me. There are a couple parts I actually really liked in this pattern, and that was the cowl neck. I really like the idea of how it ties in the back. So you can adjust it to be tighter or looser or anything you want, and it's really super easy to put on the garment. I bet I could use this in other sweaters or even that princess dress that I really like. And the sleeves, well, you know, I always like a bigger sleeve, so I like those as well. But that you can pretty much do on any pattern. I also liked the choices in color blocking, the pink with the tan. The tan is a bit of a heavier material, so I thought that worked really well on the side. The pink is a little too stretchy, so it was a bit hard to sew. And the pink is also kind of a scratchy polyester, so it's not really comfortable. But as a mock-up, I think it did its job. It told me I don't want to do this pattern again. It's just not for me. It might be for some people, but this kind of shape does not make me feel comfortable. So that's it for now. I have a bunch of mock-ups to make because I am determined to make some pants. So if you'd like to see those, why don't you like and subscribe and carry on with me in my journey? Thanks.